Well, Kirk, after the game, we saw a few people give high fives and hugs to Kevin Stefanski after his debut. What was this like for him, and what do you think this meant to him?
I guess you'd have to ask him. I don't know. I can't speak for him. Obviously, he's been here a long time and understands NFL football and offensive football, and I'm happy for him and happy for this team right now after a big home win.
What did you like about his play calling today?
Well, I'll go back to, it's not the plays so much as it's the players and the execution. I'll go back to game after game this year where the plays are there, they're good plays. We got to execute, and we've got to make the coaches right. And today I think there was execution early, quickly, and that enabled us to jump out to a lead and then put our defense in a position where they like to be, and then went from there.
Kirk, on those first 3 drives, when you go under center as often as you do, how does that benefit you in kind of creating the play action game, some rollouts? Like, how does that affect you in a positive way?
Well, you try to be multiple when you're in the shotgun and when you're under center. So you really try to make sure the defense feels like your whole offense is available to you in both spots. So I don't know that I have a whole lot of thought on whether I'm under center or gun. We like to be multiple in both settings and make the defense feel like they can really call anything here, no matter where the quarterback's aligned.
How good to get Dalvin Cook rolling the way you have and kind of waiting all season to game like this?
He did a great job, and he showed the elite ability that he has to make people miss. And last week we had a run, his touchdown run, his early one. We had the exact same play called last week, the exact same side. The corner was unblocked exactly like he was today, and the corner made the tackle last week. And on the sidelines, I said to him, next time that corner doesn't make that tackle, you make him miss. And if you make him miss, it's a big play. And today, saw that I handed it off, and I had a front row seat, and I saw that corner there. I said, make him miss, and he did. He ran for a touchdown. So you can't block all of them, but that's why you try to get the most talented running backs you can, because if they can make the unblocked player miss, they can be very dynamic.
Kirk, a lot of guys are talking about execution being the big key. Can play calling help execution happen more easily?
Well, I think play calling has a massive role, certainly, but it's not just the selection of the plays from a coach's perspective. It's the installation of it on Wednesday that's going to affect execution. It's there are so many variables from a coach's perspective that are going to influence a player's ability to execute. But certainly the plays they select and when they select them, you're trying to put players in a position to be successful and make life easy for them. And I think that was Kevin's focus all game long, was trying to give, whether it's me as the quarterback, the running backs, the offensive line, give them the ability to be on the upper hand with the play call, as opposed to putting a player in a position where he's got to make it happen himself. And that's the balance that play callers trying to walk or trying to find all game long and all year long.
Pick six, Kurt. That play, what broke down there?
I think you guys saw it. I'm not going to tell you anything you don't know. It's a screen. It's a receiver screen. It's quick hidden. I'm trying to negotiate the defensive end, thinking that the guy who picked it's going to be blocked, and he wasn't blocked. He jumped it. He guessed right, and it's a bang play. And we've thrown a lot of those this season and had a lot of success on them. And every single one of them is tight like that. It can be scary, and you're expecting that player to get influenced and picked in such a way that the receiver can catch it and go right around him. But in this case, he jumped it, and then you saw the rest.
Kirk, you had a big touchdown to Aldrick Robinson today. You played with him in Washington. Talk about your chemistry with him.
Well, it was a big pickup to get him. I think we got him before week 3 maybe, and prior to that, hadn't worked with him in years. So, he's a guy you'd love to have, OTAs and training camp to be able to build that rapport and get caught up to speed. But we were kind of hitting the ground running with him in week 3 and incorporating him into our offense. But he has really good movement skills, has great top end speed, has played a lot of football in this league, was with the Falcons when they went to the Super Bowl, so he knows what winning football should look like, and he's a great teammate. Adam Diggsy made that comment to me after Eldrick had been here for a few weeks. They said, we really like him as a guy. He fits in well, and that's another piece of the puzzle. When you pick up a guy in week 3, you're trying to figure out, is this a good fit? And he's been a great teammate, and I'm so happy for him and the success he's had this year, especially finding the end zone.
How hard is it to regain the momentum? When you have momentum, you lost it there for a while and you were able to get it back. How hard is that?
I guess you're asking me how hard is it to win a football game, because the minute you win the game, you get momentum. You lose the game, you don't have momentum. I mean, these are 16 separate stages, and I know we like to try to tell a story and talk about how because this happened last week, then we can predict what's going to happen this week. That's not how NFL football works. They're all their own stage. There's 16 individual opportunities, and certainly, you win, then you can get some momentum, but you better bring it the next Sunday. And we showed up today and started fast and played complimentary football all game long, and the result was what it was. Now we got to regroup, go into a tough environment in Detroit, and find a way to get a win, and hopefully, put ourselves in a position to still be playing meaningful football here, past the regular season.
Coach Zimmer talked a lot about how you being under center helped your center a lot. Were there some specific adjustments you guys made to the offensive line that really set them up for success this week?
No, I don't know specifically to being under center helping Pat Elflein, if that's what you're asking. I'm not sure what that pertains to. You have to ask Coach again to follow up on that. But look, I mean, our offensive line obviously executed well. The run game is not just the offensive line, though. It's running backs making unblocked people miss. It's tight ends, solidifying the edge. It's receivers going and digging people out. And so it's everybody. And, I'm just proud of the way we were able to run the football and do it throughout the game. And it certainly was a big part of the storyline of this game.
Kirk, what's it like having Kevin move down from being in the box during a game to being on the field, and just like your communication with him? Like, how does that change? Like going from a quarterback's coach to being now the voice that you hear in your headset.
It's one of those pieces that when you bring in a new coordinator to finish the season, that is something you have to adjust to. It's not a huge adjustment in the sense that he was a phone call away, when he was up in the box, and I just grabbed the phone and talked to him, and we had an ongoing conversation throughout the game. But he's just you got a different person there, running the offense, calling the offense, standing in front of the offense at meetings and halftime and that kind of a thing. And again, because he's been here for so long, I think many of the players who have been here feel really comfortable with him because they know him and they know that he knows them as well.
Kirk, since teams have been focused so much on Thielen and Diggs, how important will it be to continue getting the supplementary pieces like Aldrick, Conklin, Murray involved in this offense going forward?
I think maybe more important than getting other people involved, because there is only one football, is finding opportunities where Diggs and Thielen aren't taken away, where they aren't doubled. Let's call the plays to get them the football when we're getting a single high structure and the strong safety's down in the box and they're calling a defense to stop the run. All right, now we know we have Adam and Stefan one-on-one outside or in a favorable position to let them do what they do well. And at times you get in a position where in those looks you run the ball and then second and long, now the defense is saying, all right, now you're throwing it, we're going to take those guys away. So giving those guys opportunities to do what they do well in favorable situations is really important, because at the end of the day, if you're going to be in 2nd and 10 and they're going to play split safety, they're daring you to run the ball again, and so we have to just, try to get the right calls or the right checks, for me at the line of scrimmage, get to the right plays against the right looks.
What does a figure like 41 points say about this offense? Just kind of big picture.
It's so much more in the offense. When you look at Marcus Sherrill's punt return, that gave us 3 points. We didn't do anything as an offense. We were terrible. We went 3 plays and out. Walked off the field and they'll do my chin strap and I'm ticked off. Get 3 points out of it. That's not our offense. But they go for it on 4th and 11 and our defense gets a sack, gives us the ball on the whatever yard line, 20-yard line, 15-yard line. That's not our offense. That's our defense. And that's the whole team putting Dolphins in a position where they have to go for it on 4th and 11 backed up in their own territory. So when you start to play complementary football, certain phases of football start to look really good when maybe it's other people helping you out. And guess what? The reason there's 9 sacks is because we scored 21 points in the first quarter and gave our defense an opportunity to pin their ears back and go. So it's everybody working together, and that's NFL football, team football.
Do you think this is the most complete game that you guys played this year in that respect?
I don't know. I'd have to go back through. I mean, we've played so many now, but I do think that when you look at different stats or different numbers or different production, I would think, yes, there was a lot of production in all phases.
I know going in, it was a long shot to win the division, but your thoughts on Chicago officially wrapping up the NFC North tonight?
You know, I don't really have any thoughts. I mean, that body of work has been over many weeks, and you know, they've had a great year. They've done a great job, and they'll be a force in the playoffs. And it's our job these last 2 weeks to play at a level that may give us the opportunity to get into the playoffs, and you know, if not play them, play someone else, but be in the playoffs is where my focus is.